Let's see if it'll let me pin today. Oh my gosh. What is that? Okay. Comment. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can pin that. Yay. Another fan. Y'all see my little cute fan when I get hot? Y'all might hear it. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Hi. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Happy Friday, surprise. Surprise, surprise. I'm coming on because I was actually supposed to be in the session, but that got rescheduled. So I decided to come and give today because you guys know that I've started a new schedule where I go live really on Wednesdays now for women, Wisdom Wednesdays. So yeah, come on in. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Why, thank you. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I get my good old iPad out. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from. So today I'm talking about how the high price of playing by their rules is how you're losing your power, your relationships, and your wealth as a woman. So we're going to get into it, okay? There's something that you need to pay attention to. And I want to make sure that y'all are paying attention to it. Hey, let me move this up a little bit. Hey, Virginia. Hey, Callie. Share this with a friend. If you're not following me on YouTube, make sure that you're following me on YouTube at Fem, F-E-M, Erudite, which is E-R-U-D. Yeah, E-R-U-D-I-T-E-E-L-L-E. Okay? Because you can catch a lot of my videos and my content over there as well. Alright, for those who do not know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect. And what I do is I support my clients who are high-performing solopreneurs that are women. I support them to sync with their cycles, master their emotions, and generate sales from digital products, which increases their business revenue. But really, on a deeper level, I help them align their business practices with their natural rhythm as women, so that they don't burn out, so they don't exhaust themselves to oblivion, and so they're not all over the place, okay? And they make money from a space of energetic ease and a space of energetic sovereignty, okay? Which is very vital and extremely important, especially in this day and age, because you have so much information that's being put out there that literally is there to stress you out, put you in a space of having fear and just kind of being all over the place. And that's just not the reality that you can thrive in as a woman, especially a woman who wants to be able to rest in her femininity. If you're a woman that wants to be able to rest in your femininity, then you're a woman that has to operate from your power. And you as a woman have an authentic power within you. And unless you tap into that, you'll find yourself succumbing to societal systems. But I want to put you on game on something really quickly. I just want you to kind of pay attention to this piece that I think people don't miss. I tell people all the time, a few years ago, and I'm put this down so I can really say it. A few years ago, I explained to you guys that I didn't think I was a beautiful woman, right? I thought I was cute, but I didn't think up until maybe like 4 years ago that I was a beautiful woman. And the reason why I didn't feel like that was because I would base myself or my look or my aesthetic on societal standards, right? And when I made a decision to deconstruct from all societal standards and ideals of not just beauty, but femininity, spirituality, and just all of these things, I began to realize that's when I really started to flourish, when I began to really just embrace the fullness of myself. I want you to pay attention to something, and I'm going to run this twice so y'all can catch it, okay? And I want to ask yourself, are you comfortable? Before and afterwards, I want you to think, am I comfortable submitting to that? Okay? So, Normally, the one who sets up the systems and the structures is normally the same one that sets the standard. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Normally, okay, the one that sets up the systems and the one that sets up the structures normally is the one that sets the standard. Okay? This is how society has brainwashed you into the spell of low self-esteem. They've done it by setting up structures and setting up systems that disconnect you from your God-given nature. Okay? And when they disconnect you from your God-given nature, you end up having and operating from a frequency of low value. Okay? And I want you to ask yourself, are you comfortable continuously submitting to these structures that literally set you up to be sick, stressed, shut in, and to be a slave? That's what societal systems have done to us as women. That's what corporate systems have done to us as women. And a lot of human beings have picked up this same programming. And that's a major issue for a lot of women. Because we're very disconnected from ourselves because we are going by these societal standards and these societal systems that were set up to keep us stagnant. Let me put you on game. If this is your first time joining me, everything you get from me is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. So I'm going to give you a bit of scripture a little bit. So let's think about 1 John chapter 14, verse 17, right? And that specifically is talking about the world and having the spirit of truth and being able to see and being able to have that level of understanding. But a connected verse to that people don't realize and that they need to pay attention to is Romans 12:2. It basically tells you to not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the daily renewing of your mind. But let me break that down a little bit more of what that is, because we don't really know. The world that's being referred to is known as the cosmos. That's the word that's being used, okay? So what we are here to do, we live in the cosmos, which means we live in the world. But we are not to be of the cosmos, which are the world systems that are set up specifically to disconnect you from the one that created you. Because when you are disconnected from your power source, you start to depend on resources thinking that they are your source. And you think like that because you submitted to a system that has sold you into slavery on the slick with your own signature, because you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to the systems that literally set you up to be exhausted and to be sick. And because you're not paying attention to that, a lot of women are having issues like womb issues. We are the number one in the area of heart disease. You know, your body gives you signals for like 10, 20, 30 years before things actually come into fruition within your body. Things manifest, they start spiritually, they enter mentally, they manifest emotionally, and then physically there's a manifestation of these things. You need to start asking yourself, are you submitting to the right systems? Are you submitting to the right structures? Are you submitting to the right standard that's in alignment for you and your godlike nature? That's if you know your godlike nature. Because you have to understand that one element of you being able to, because people like to use the term high value and talk about this and yada, yada, yada. But when we're speaking in regard to high self-value, this means you understand your godlike nature. This means you understand that your godlike character. This means you understand that you have dominion. This positions you not to really compete or compare yourself with anyone else. Why? Because you know you have your own lane. And when you know you have your own lane, you don't have to do what everyone else does. So when you stand out individually and you're being 100% authentic, you begin to attract opportunity, people, and community. Everything that you've been looking for, all you had to do was step into the fullness of your very being. But a lot of women are comfortable doing instead of being. That's why you a do girl. See, that's why you go into scenarios fixing everyone's problems and everyone's issues, because it's easier to focus on them than to focus on the reality of yourself and what you have going on, or the lack thereof, or what you need to have going on. Okay? So we're not really paying attention to these things, and it's very important. So this is why I'm finna tell you, playing by these people rules that are really fake. And let me explain a little bit what I mean by all the rules are fake, because that's one of the things I love to say. So all the rules are fake. When people ask me, like, what does that mean? Like, rules are rules. They keep things in order. If rules are rules, thank you, my love, for these gifts, and rules keep things in order, then tell me why there's always an exception to the rule. There's normally always an exception to the rule. So if there's an exception to the rule, okay, that means that they actually cannot regulate what's actually happening. And if there's no regulation on what's happening, then guess what? There is no order. And if there is no order, there is no law. And see, the thing that we actually are supposed to be obeying and paying attention to is law. And see, a lot of people think, oh, you're breaking the law, because you don't understand that there's a difference between the legal system and law. There's a difference between legalities and law. That's not the same thing. Just like people can break the rules, people can skate around legalities. This is why you see people do horrendous things and they never seem to get caught up by the court systems, because they're skirting and skating around legalities. But the one thing that you cannot ignore, or you cannot avoid, or you cannot evade is spiritual law. I don't care. The one law you better always remember, hey, my love, is that God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. The law of sowing and reaping is a boomerang that never misses. That's what you better know. Even on the smallest thing, it never misses. You're going to get a fruit from the seed that you planted with your thoughts, with your energy, with your actions, and with your efforts. Okay? You're going to sow. You're going to reap exactly what you sown. Hi, love. So let me go ahead and get into this, because I can't be on here really long. But I want to come and I wanted to give you guys this information, because I need you to start questioning the systems, the structures, and the standards that you have for your life. You need to be asking, where did they come from? If you are living by a beauty standard, who said it? Who set the beauty standard? If you are living by a standard that says that the only thing you have to work hard and that's the only way you're going to be to get money, who set that standard? And does that standard align with your authentic identity as a woman? Does that align with your frequency? Does that align with your energy? And here's how you know if something is aligning with your energy and with your frequency. You are not having anxiety and being all over the place about it. You're not up in arms about it. There's an element within you that may make you nervous because it's the unknown, but there's also an element within you that's stronger, which is the element of peace. You have peace about where you are. You have peace about what you're doing. You have peace about what you're entering into. I didn't say everything around you was going to be at peace. What I said was that you are going to have peace about the scenario. And that's something that you really need to pay attention to energetically. You are going to have to, and that's one of the things I'm teaching in my community, the Sacred Feminine League, when it starts on Monday. You are going to have to practice energetic sovereignty in this season. I'm going to keep telling y'all, it really is selfish season. And if you don't tighten up, you will be robbed of your crown. And when I say be robbed of your crown, yes, I'm speaking of, your essence. I'm speaking of your energy, but I'm also speaking of your wisdom. Because let me tell you something. In scripture, wisdom is referred to as her. Y'all need to start reading. Y'all need to start reading. Stop picking apart the things that you want to read, that you try to apply to your life, and start using the scripture as for what it's supposed to be. It's a code. It's a code. That's all it is. Y'all make it way harder than what it has to be. It is a code. It's a code you need to know to get access to higher thinking, to higher levels, to ascend higher, to higher vibrations, to higher frequencies. That's what it is. It's a code. And because you don't know the code, because you won't sit with yourself long enough to dissect and get some understanding about the code, that's why you're walking around here confused with no clarity. I promise you are walking NPC. I'm not even being funny. The majority of women are walking around, they are literally NPCs. You are being controlled by everything else, and there's no internal control. That's what's happening. Y'all are on autopilot. Y'all are literally NPCs. Y'all are literally out here and y'all are glitching. And the stuff y'all glitching about men, y'all glitching about celebrity gossip, y'all glitching about everything other than getting in alignment with what's necessary for you. So you can have what it is that you want. So you can really live the life that you want to live. So that you can really make the amount of money that you want. So you can really go and live in another country like you've been planning to, because you know everything was happening. So that you can successfully be in relationship with someone who actually supports you, instead of you always having to be the grounded person or the supporting person. Okay? This is very, very important for you to understand. Playing by their rules is playing you. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you these 4 points of these 3 points of how they're playing you. I'm going to give you 3 points of how they're impacting your relationships, your life, and how you do business. And then I'm going to tell you how you can get out. So when I get done here, you should be questioning the systems that you've chosen to submit to, and making sure that this is in alignment of where you're wanting to go in your life. Because like it says in Romans 12:2, it's literally telling you, you are here to live in the cosmos, not be of the cosmos. And being of the cosmos is the systems that were created in this world, which is known as the cosmos. The systems that were created in this cosmos that were perverse, that keep you away from your spiritually connected rootedness that you need to be in. There are systems that the corporate system disconnects you from your creativity. Let me give you that example. Let's just go ahead and get straight into it. The corporate system was set up. Y'all been tricked. You've been bamboozled. See, you know, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. See, women was at the house, and then there were certain women who came along and was like, you don't want to be more than what you are. See, not everybody want to go back to, well, I want to be at home, I want to be traditional, I want to do this, I want to do that. See, what happened was they came, you don't want, it's the seed planting. You don't want more than that. You know, you don't really have to live like that. You don't really have to be in that type of scenario. Starting to make certain women feel as if their calling in motherhood, in wifehood, in home organization, in just management in general, like an expansion, that's not good enough. You need to go and work yourself into oblivion. That was the thing. You go and work hard. See, they didn't even come in and say you can work smart. The agenda was for you to go in and for you to work hard. Because you know what they knew? They knew that you had 4 phases in your menstrual cycle, not just the 5 to 7 days that you bleed out. They knew that. They knew that they would be able to harness your energy cycles and harness your brain power, because they understand if they had access to you in such a capacity to where you would be with them 40 hours a week, adding up to 160 hours a month that they are sitting with you and you are being programmed and trained by their systems, you become so submitted and so just dependent upon their systems to the point to where you start actually getting sick, all while they're using your creative cycles. See, the world is inspired by the feminine, because the feminine is a muse. That's why do you think people say, if you want a business to go well, go make sure you hire a black woman, make sure you hire a woman, because she gonna do this. The world has studied your creative cycles, your brain power, your energy cycles, and you don't even know yourself enough to know your value, to stop letting them siphon your energy from you. Because they are literally taking a straw and just stealing from you. Stealing from you and making a multitude of, making so much money off your head. And you are exhausted, you are tired, and they don't even want to pay you well. They make you sell yourself for a cheap salary. That's what they do. That's what they do. These systems are not set up to support you. They're set up to suck you dry. Why do you think so many women have issues creatively in their womb, figuratively and literally? All of us, let me tell y'all something. All these womb issues that women are having, that's not natural. That's not normal. We didn't grow up with every other person having cancer. That's not natural. That's not normal. Y'all are not paying attention to these systems and these structures that set you up to be disconnected from the one that created you. If you are so engulfed in the corporate system, I'm not talking to men, I'm speaking to women. So what I ask is, if you come into my space, this space, that's a safe space for women, I ask that you honor that space. I don't dishonor men. But I also don't allow men to come into my space and speak from a place of not having full knowledge of what's actually occurring here. Okay? So let me make that very clear. All right. So let me go ahead and get into this high price of you playing by their rules. Okay? It's causing you to lose your feminine power. It's causing you to lose your relationships. It's causing you to lose your wealth. First things first. First thing you need to know is that this system was never built for you. Never. The corporate system disconnects you from your creativity and it tells you in the World Economic Forum that creativity is a irreplaceable asset. Yet they do things to distract you from being creative. They tire you out from being creative. They make you sick by poisoning you with certain foods so your brain doesn't work a certain way so you can't create. You get filled to capacity with junk, literally and figuratively, and that's why you can't create. That is the system set up to disconnect you from your creative energy. That's God-given energy. You know that, right? That's God-given energy. These systems are set up to snatch you from your God-given energy. The scripture says you have creative and witty inventions in your very being, according to Proverbs 8:12, which means you have ways to make money within yourself. You don't need a system. You need to be in alignment. And the issue is you're not in alignment. That's why you're not getting what it is that you really desire. That's why you're not manifesting these things that you really want. That's why these systems are making you sick. That they were designed to disconnect you from your God-like nature. When you get disconnected from the power source, when you unplug your phone, so let's get into it. When we plug up our phones in the wall, iPhone, Android, you got the box and you got the charger. Now you can plug the box in the wall all day long, but until you plug that cord into the box that's plugged into the source, you're wasting your time. There is no power. And what society does is they disconnect you from your source, and that messes with your resources, is what you don't realize. And how does that mess with your resources? Because you become less resourceful, because you become so useful to that agency, to that company, to that corporation, to whatever it is that you signed over your soul to, because you've entered into a soul contract. See, and let's get into it. The reason why I tell you that you've entered into a soul contract, because your soul is comprised of your mindset, your heart set, and your willpower. What you think you're giving at your 9 to 5? What you think? What you know why people be so hurt after being at their 9 to 5 for so long, and they don't appreciate them because of all the time that they've been there? Because you've given so much of your soul. You feel like they owe you. You've given so much of your time, your energy, your attention for this little bit of money, and that's all they got for you. But that was all you had for yourself, because that's all you saw yourself in. That's all you saw yourself in, because you signed your soul contract to a system that never was intended to support you, but only make you a slave. What did you expect? Success? They only gonna give you just enough. And even if they giving you a lot, they still ain't giving it all to you. Why not go get it all? Because you scared. You're scared to disconnect from the systems that don't support you and that keep you struggling and keep you stagnant and try to tell you to keep up with the Joneses, all while raising prices around you and not wanting to pay you properly. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Again, before I get into these 3 and in these next 3, whoever sets up the systems are the ones who set up the structure. Okay? No, I'm sorry. Whoever sets up the structure is the one who sets up the systems. And normally who sets up the systems is the one that sets the standard. And you need to start asking yourself about the standards that you are submitting to that have been created by society. Because again, Romans 12:2 tells you that you are here to live in the cosmos, But you are not to be of the cosmos. And to be of the cosmos is to be of their systems that systematically, strategically steal your essence, steal your energy, and snatch you from the one that created you. That's what they do. That's why you're exhausted. God told y'all to rest. They told y'all to work 25/8. They told you to rest when you did. See how they be playing y'all? See how they be playing us? Play in our faces. And then try to, listen, man, let me get into this. The system was never built for you. That's the first thing you need to know. The corporate system and societal standards that you've been following have been rigged. They are designed to keep you in a loop of burnout and submission. And if you don't believe me, every time you turn around, there's an advertisement and they telling you to obey and buy. If you've never seen that movie, 1984, I guarantee you, go find it on YouTube, go find it on Tubi, go find it on something, and you will see all these advertisements are doing nothing but telling you to submit to me, obey, and buy. Submit, they telling you, submit to my agenda. That's what all these, that's why feminine, that's what I'm saying. Society used feminine energy to trick you. Feminine energy is what lures and what inspires. You want to go on vacation because you've seen the girl on the beach in a bikini and she looked calm, she looked comfortable, she looked good. They got the world smoking cancer sticks because they put a fine woman on the cover and let her have one in her hand, and they associated smoking and killing yourself basically with smoking a cancer stick. You understand what I'm telling you? This is how society does it. They steal and sift your energy all while making you work hard and telling you that you should be weak and you should be submissive to that system. When that system is not really created for you and it ain't of God. It ain't. And I don't care what nobody have to say about it. Because if it was, it wouldn't make you a slave. It wouldn't capitalize off you being a slave. Point blank period, the end. You've been climbing a ladder, literally, that's going to nowhere. They tricked us all. If you work hard, you're going to get this. They tricked us. You need to start asking yourself these questions. Who benefits from your exhaustion? Who? Do your children benefit? Because let's talk about it. Do your children benefit from your exhaustion? Do they? You have literally been set up to play a game that you could never win. You've been set up to play a game, hey love, that you could never win. That's why you don't submit to their standards. That's why you don't submit to their systems. That's why you don't submit to their structures. Especially not the ones, specifically the ones that disconnect you from yourself. Y'all know, y'all feel what's going on. You don't know what's going on, but you know something is going on. Everybody feels it. You think the same system that made you a slave is the same system that's going to turn around and revere you and save you? You gotta be kidding me. You can't be that naive. That system, none of these systems were built for you. Why would a system that would be built for you tear you down? Why would they try to make you feel small every opportunity you get? Why would they tell you to work through your cycle, knowing that if you work through your cycle, because that's really when your month starts. If you work through your menstrual cycle extremely hard, it throws off the other 3 phases, which throws your body into imbalance. And when you enter into hormonal imbalance for a period of a long period of time, some months, some years, this is why we having fibroids. This is why we having fertility issues. This is why polycystic ovarian is happening. This is why. Because you are out of your essence. You let these people trick you out your seat. And now you're sitting in a seat or wearing shoes that's a bit too small. It's beneath you. And that's where they want to keep you, beneath. But you need to start questioning these structures. Who benefits from you being, I want y'all to, who benefits, who really think about it. Who benefits from y'all being exhausted? Who? The pharmaceutical industry. Wellness corporate systems that have been set up to play on your anxiety benefit from your exhaustion. See, y'all make them people big money. You make them big money by submitting to their standards when their standards were set up to make you a slave. It's an entire circulating system. The money circulates. Always follow the money, baby. See, it tells a story every time. You're just not listening. because you're too busy signing your soul away to a system that never intended to support you. Never. And I mean never, ever. That's why it tells you in scripture, because they make you work hard for money, right? And they tell you to do all of that, knowing the system wasn't built for you. But scripture tells you if you chase money in Proverbs, that it's like it will take up wings and almost fly away from you like a bird. Yet society tells you to keep going, keep going, keep going. Because they know if you keep going, keep going, keep going, you're so exhausted mentally, emotionally, you can't create anything. You can only destroy. See, when you're up in arms like that and emotionally irate, all you can do is destroy, baby. That's how they gonna get that statistic. 1 in 2 Americans are gonna have arrest records. You know how they gonna get it? Because they gonna destroy your emotions. They already started. They plan on you. They know everybody is one step away from a crash out. That's what they know. And they just waiting on you to crash out. And that one time you crash out because you don't really know how to manage your energy and emotion is the time that they get you. And guess what? When they got you under that arrest record, guess what happened? You can't leave the country. Huh? You can't leave the country. So you got to eat what they feed you. You realize they poisoning us, right? And you got to stay here and eat what they feed you. And don't let you have to go to one of them computerized jails that they built up they need to really fill out. And it's large. And ain't no humans in there but computers. Keep following their systems, though. Better is a handful of rest than 2 handfuls of hard work and chasing after the wind. Solomon said that, period. And he chased the wind, baby, because he did some stuff at the end of his time. I'm telling you, I be trying to tell people the scripture is a code. Stop looking at it. Stop letting society make you look at it and tradition make you look at it like it's a book that keeps you restricted. It's actually a code that unlocks something within you. And when you unlock that, you unlock all these limits. You free yourself of a lot of these systems. You realize I don't have to work hard to make a whole lot of money. I just need to work strategically in my gifts, in my lane. I need to be in alignment, which is doing the right thing at the right time in the right place to be able to receive, because it's in my feminine nature to receive. Period. So in understanding that and digesting that and taking that in as reality, I'm going to operate from that frequency, which positions me into taking action, because faith without works is dead. See, now I'm in obedience to spiritual law. And when you understand how to operate from the fullness of spiritual law, that is how you create a new reality. That is how you bend the reality that you're in. That is why one of my gifts of being a time alchemist is very powerful, because I don't ever lack in any ounce of time. There's always something in time for me to find. There's always a golden moment in time. Therefore, I experience a lot of golden moments. Don't mean I don't have no hard ones, but I experience way more golden moments than I do hard ones, because I don't waste time. Especially not submitting to systems that don't benefit me. The second thing you need to understand is that there's a feminine disconnect that happens when you submit to these systems. Okay? By buying into these structures, you've disconnected from your true power source, which is basically your feminine energy. Okay? The world has sold you a lie that success is linear. You have to go this direction. You have to go this direction. You have to do this. They've sold you this. Success is linear, is masculine, but the truth is feminine flow is the ultimate key to sustainability when it comes down to success. You can't be anything other than yourself and think you're going to be able to keep up what you got going. You can only wear the mask for so long. You can only wear the mask for so long. Like at some point, you're going to be found out. And let me tell you something. I'm going to keep telling y'all this. 2024 is a 8 year. 8 is a number of new beginnings in scripture. 2025 is a 9 year, which means it is finality. It is judgment. So baby, y'all keep playing these games that you want to, but you're going to be exposed in 2029 and beyond. Y'all think people got exposed now. Y'all thought Cat Williams was talking about something when he was talking about in the beginning of January about the new beginnings and things, how things were going to open up and how things were going to be. Oh no, he wasn't playing. But see, this is the new beginning of exposing things. Y'all, just wait, hold tight. Y'all think 2024 was the year of exposure. 2025 gonna come here and say, hold this. hold my skateboard. I'm finna cut up. Just wait. Just wait and watch. Just really, really wait and watch. The world's selling you this lie that success is linear, that you have to operate from a masculine space, that feminine flow is not the key to sustainable success. I'm telling you that without being in feminine flow, you're spiritually blind, you're drained, and you're in a cycle of depletion. And if you don't believe me, look at the lives of many women. Women are exhausted, women are lost, women are drained, and they are basically begging for support. And they can't seem to find any. Why? Because they are disconnected from yourself. What women don't understand about the feminine disconnect and why it's so important for you to be connected to your feminine is because when you are connected to your feminine and you are caring for yourself and you are pampering yourself, you are setting up universally energetics. Okay, you are setting up from an energetic space people to come and pour into you, because it's very evident that you pour into yourself. A lot of women who, and I'm going to be very honest with you, a lot of women who come to work with me, hit 6 figures, high numbers in their business, they struggle in their relationships, and they tend to struggle with people wanting to invest in them, specifically men and XYZ. And I always have to explain to them, when you're coming on and you're saying, oh, yes, I take myself on vacation, I practice self-care, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're taking care of yourself. How are you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically? Like, not even physically. How are you spiritually, mentally, and emotionally? One thing for sure, 2 things for certain. Men are masters of energy reading. We are the masters of intuition. So when it comes down to men recognize a well. Men recognize a well. And men have no problem pouring into a well that already is being filled and poured into. But if there's nothing in that well, and you are expecting someone to just come in with the overflow, what you are becoming is a burden. If you feel like you can't articulate and be authentic and be honest about what it is that you really want, about wanting to be poured into, that's an issue with your self-value. Because, baby, one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, I ain't got no problem asking for to be listen, I ask for what I want. I ask for what I want. I ask for what I want. Point blank, period, the end. Being disconnected from your feminine is you being disconnected from your voice, and you being disconnected from the ability to articulate what it is that you need and what you desire and what you want from someone. And that's why a lot of women also are not getting what it is that they desire and what they want, is because they can't articulate it, because they're so disconnected from themselves. Y'all don't know the difference. Y'all don't know. And I'm just being honest with y'all, because this where men not lying, because I'm close to a lot of men. I respect men. Of course, I don't have issues in the dating area because I don't tolerate certain stuff. If I see something, I'm out, right? But one of the things you have to kind of understand when it comes down to men and how they operate, men don't have a problem investing in good ground. If you see yourself as land, and you treat yourself as land, and you cultivate the land, and you care for the land, a man will naturally come and want to sow seeds into the land. If someone sees you on the street and it's raining and you are pushing your car, and you are a woman, your car is stopped and you push your car, it's highly likely that someone is going to get out of the car and start helping you push your car, because you've already started the process. You can't go into scenarios being a burden, and that's what you do when you're disconnected from your feminine, because women will say, I want a man to come or I want to rest in my femininity. That's your responsibility. There's nobody else's responsibility to put you in your feminine. Men don't put you in your feminine, baby. Actually, your feminine energy, and your femininity have nothing to do with a man. If we're going to keep it 112, we're going to keep it all the way real. It has absolutely nothing to do with men. Men being attracted to that, men wanting to invest in that, that's a byproduct of you just being in alignment with yourself. So when you pour into yourself, you invite other people to pour into you. But if you're not doing that and you're disconnected from yourself and you want somebody to be rest, create rest, be peace for you, when you're not that for yourself, you need to stop playing. You do. You need to stop playing. And I've heard some women say, I need a man to come in there and just be my peace. I'm finna hit y'all with something. Women set the tone. Women are the atmosphere of the home, baby. So if you're looking for someone to come in and be your piece, you're already at a problem. You already got a problem. Women are the atmosphere setters. We are the ones that cultivate the energetics in the home, in the energy, in that space. Men are excellent at reading it. We are excellent at being intuitive in regard to it. And a lot of us don't know how to sit in that intuitiveness and be connected. We're too busy doing everything else. People want to invest in you. People want to support you. People want to love on you. But because you do not do this for yourself, you are in spiritual violation, which repels people from doing that. How am I in spiritual violation? Because it tells you in scripture to love your neighbor as you love yourself. You don't love you. See, stop playing with me. Stop playing with a real one. Real recognize real. Stop playing with a real one. You don't love you. You don't even love them. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. You don't even love them, because scripture tells you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. How do I know I'm loving myself? Are you kind to yourself when you make a mistake in your mind? Or are you talking crazy? Are you overthinking, overanalyzing, overextending? That's not being kind to yourself. Are you honoring your boundary, not honoring your boundaries? That's not being kind to yourself. Are you making impulsive decisions that literally position you to be played with and then want to turn around and place blame on somebody else? That's not being patient. Are you complaining about, oh my God, I'm ready for my man, I'm ready for my business, I'm ready for my husband, I'm ready for this? See, patience by definition means it's how you act while you wait. It's not the fact that you're waiting. It's how you act while you're waiting. And if you act from a space of desperation, you will repel everything that you think that you know and that you want, because it will be disgusted by your essence, because it's give me this, it's give me that. And you're not catching that. But you're not catching that because you're disconnected from your feminine, because society got you acting like that. Number 3, the third high price that you're paying by playing by their rules. Okay? The standards are really controlling you at this point. These so-called standards are were set in place to control you, not to elevate you as a woman. And they make you question your worth. I want y'all to really start thinking about this. I'm serious. Why would something that was built to support you make you question the following: your worth, your decisions, your value? We enter into scenarios in the corporate space, and a lot of us have, right? When I was working in corporate, we don't even go in. A lot of women don't even go in and negotiate. They be so happy just to be paid. But see, that's how y'all act on dates. Y'all so happy to be in the room. Oh, I'm so excited to be working here for this company. I'm this, I'm that. You done sold them all this, and you're this, and yeah. I'm just so happy. Okay, well, what's your salary requirements? They give you something, and you just take it. You don't question it. You don't ask any questions. Oh my God, yes, I'm so excited. That's perfectly fine. Because that's the most you've ever received, because you've never done the work internally to see the value that you really offer, so that you can price properly. Because if you're going to sign a soul contract, because let's get into it. If you're going to sign a soul contract with a corporation, it need to make sense. It need to make sense. Even when you are, and let me tell you this, even when you are, and when I say soul contract, let me be clear so y'all know what that means. Because a lot of y'all sign them, whether you realize it or not. Okay? A soul contract is anything that you choose to commit to that involves you using your mindset, your mind. It involves your heart, your emotions, your heart set. And it involves your willpower, which is execution. Now ask yourself how many contracts you got on your soul. You don't got to tell me. But just sit there, let that sizzle in your spirit. How many soul contracts you done signed up for? These, and then on top of that, with these soul contracts that you signed up for, do you often find yourself having to question your worth, or your value, or your decision making, or if you can trust yourself? You need to start asking these kind of questions. These standards were put in place by society to control you, baby. Not to elevate you. They make you question your worth, your decisions, your value. And who told you that sacrificing your soul for a check, for a client, for whatever was the only way that you were going to be able to thrive as a woman? Who told you that? That's a structure. That's a structure. That's a construct. Where you get it from? So you need to start questioning these systems, because the one who sets the structure is the one who creates the system, and the one who creates the system is the one who sets the standard. So who's setting up the structure? Y'all ever decide to ask that? Y'all don't realize that national syndicated television is mainly owned by 6 corporations? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Nobody wanted to ask any questions about how those 6 people, those 6 entities, those 6 corporations got control of all media. So who set up that structure? Thank you so much for these gifts. Who set up that programming? Who set up that system? And who is it for? And what's the message? Because television is to television, right? And in order for the vision to be told, you have to first get on the guide, right? And then once you hit guide, then you got to get on the channel, right? So they can tell you a vision on that channel, right? And if you continuously watch that vision on that channel, with repetition being the language of the subconscious mind, you begin to repeat that program in your life. That's when art, or life imitates art, I guess, right? They set you up to control you. The standards you're following are not your own. And you need to break free of that. If you're going to follow any standards, make sure they're going to be your own. Hey, love. When I decided to deconstruct from societal beauty standards, that's when my beauty just magnetized. And that's just that on that. Oh, you're absolutely eating. I never noticed the breakdown of the meat in television. Yes, it's the television. But the question becomes, what vision are you telling me? And who's the vision creator? Who created the vision? Who's in charge of the vision? Because it's true, without a vision, the people will perish. But do you have the correct vision? Because the correct vision is the one that comes with provisions. So the fact that you can't provide, are you operating in the vision? Because provisions come in the correct vision. There's never been a move that I've made that the Most High has not ordered that step, and it has not had provisions included, including the 6-figure business I've built from the ground up, when nobody told me. They thought I was crazy for doing it, but I listened to the one that created me. People don't run me. I got one person that tell me what to do, tell me how to move. Unless you have created me and you know my innermost, you talking child's play. Now, you can affirm what has been spoken, but you can't tell me. And see, a lot of y'all allowing yourself to be told with these silly standards. Look at how much the beauty standard has changed over the years of the course of your lifetime. Why do you let them continue to move the goalposts? I feel so sorry for women who follow trends and do things for trends, and then with those trends in, like, you have to switch to another one. I dare not. Let me tell you how this high price of playing by their rules is costing you in life. These standards keep you stuck in burnout. They keep you constantly chasing approval. They leave you feeling disconnected from your true purpose and your true desires. You literally have built a life that does not reflect who you are. You don't even like your life. You don't like yourself. All because you're trying to play by their rules. You don't even like yourself. You know, a lot of times when I hear women say things like, they start talking about, I don't like him anymore. It's not that you don't like him anymore. You don't like who you are and how you're feeling in this moment. You don't like who you are. So it's like, I don't like you. No, you don't like who you have to be with this person because you're choosing to be with a person that doesn't align with you. So now you're being mean, and you're not really a mean person. You're a kind person. But because you can't see past your desperation, you won't release them. You just gonna hold them and be mean and continue not to like yourself and continue to guilt trip them because you have to continue to be mean. But you don't have to be mean, because guess what? Nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply are not paying attention. What line do you fall in? You were given the God-given gift of intuition. Pick you somebody else to play with. You're not tapped in, or you can't hear. And I just had a fire session with my clients, teaching them how to become. Focus is a skill set. And I taught my clients a cheat code on how to focus. See, society has taken control of y'all focus in a multitude of areas. And if you don't learn how to get tunnel vision, they're going to eat you alive with anxiety, fear-mongering programming, and you ain't going to be able to keep your crown. I told y'all it's selfish season. You better tighten up, because guess what? Or you will be robbed of your crown. Revelations 3:11, you better hold tight to your crown. Telling you. Let me tell you how this playing by the rules is messing with your relationships. You are conditioned to overgive and under-receive, attracting relationships that literally drain your energy rather than nurture your growth. You've been sacrificing your emotional needs for validation. You under the spell. You're under the spell. Let me say that one more time, because I don't think y'all understood me when we get to these relationships. You are conditioned to overgive and under-receive. I'm going to get real close when I say it. You're attracting relationships that drain your energy rather than nurture your growth. Okay? You've been sacrificing your emotional needs just to be validated. See, a lot of y'all don't know the difference between wanting attention, wanting just to be held, wanting actually a relationship, wanting companionship, or wanting marriage. You don't know the difference, and that's why you keep playing, getting played. You play yourself because you're disconnected. And because you're disconnected, you just continue to overgive and under-receive. Simple. Simple struggle. Let's talk about business. How this has impacted the way you do business. You built a business that mirrors the toxic structures of the world, prioritizing productivity over flow. And this disconnect blocks your creativity, limits your income, and prevents you from having the success that you really, really want. You've been played. You've been placed under a spell. You signed soul contracts and submitted to systems that literally intend to make you a slave and keep you in slavery. And if you want out, you're going to have to hack your own sim. And that's the first thing that I'm going to be going over with my clients, or my members now that are in the Sacred Feminine League. I have a community of women. The price is going up for this community tomorrow at noon. This community is $150 a month. Let me tell you the things that we are going to be going over in this community. Quantum leap mindset. Energetic sovereignty. Being in control of your energy. Feminine polarity in leadership, because let me tell you something. The feminine leadership is the future. The feminine is rising. She has rised, actually. And it's either you're going to get in alignment with it, or you're going to fight against your body, and you're going to fight yourself back and keep yourself in slavery. Baby, let me tell you something. Them folks was not supposed to be in the wilderness for 40 years. They were supposed to be there in a short period of time, baby. They did the most and ended up staying in there till everybody had to, until the new ones, the new generation. That's how bad it got. Don't put yourself in a wilderness trying to fight your essence. Okay? You're going to learn spiritual wealth consciousness. You're going to learn manifesting through scripture and spiritual law. You're going to learn radical self-authority. You're going to learn the art of receiving without giving. You're going to learn the art of receiving without sacrifice. Okay? You're going to learn spiritual leadership and disruption. You're going to learn conscious creation versus hustle culture. We are now in the age of intelligence. That work hard rhetoric that they taught y'all. Let me tell you, I don't want to say that, but I'm going to say it anyway. That work hard mentality, that hustle mentality, by definition, it steals from you. But what they're hoping is that you will allow it to steal all of your essence so much to where you basically die out. That's why they create these robots like that. I ain't even want to give y'all that, but I'm trying to tell y'all. They hoping that they trying to get a lot of people to die out, and they trying to get a lot of people to be in handcuffs in some form of fashion. I'm telling you. Just look at it. Just look. What kind of space would poison their own people? Y'all better recognize. And we also will be learning about the divine feminine reset. We won't be talking about cycle syncing in there. I have resources for you. We're not talking about emotional intelligence training in there, because in order for you to challenge and master your emotions, you got to become spiritually rooted first. You have to become mentally solid second. If you have not done those things, you cannot master your emotions. So I am teaching those things, because women always ask me, how did you get to where you are? You want to know? Then you need to be in a room. So many women have been coming in. Like, ever since I announced it, every day somebody been coming. Every day, 1, 2, 3. People are coming in. We start on Monday. It's 90 days. So it's basically 12 weeks. We have 12 these sessions. So what you're going to get is this. You're going to get weekly sessions, 1 to 2 live sessions each week, privately in our YouTube community. That's why I'm only going live on here on Wisdom Wednesdays. The only reason I went live today is because I had a session, and because the session had to reschedule, I decided to give you this gift. So this is literally me just giving you a gift. But in my community, we're going to be really diving deep in the Sacred Feminine League about these things, because they're going to be ready. You can click the link in the bio. And it says need community. And then you'll see the sacred. Y'all see how I broke my thing even more. Jesus, I'm going to have to go ahead and get it fixed. You'll see the Sacred Feminine League, and you'll have all the information up there. Like I said, it's $150 a month. It's going to be for the next 3 months, because you're not going to be able to get me as much here, because I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm not a hope dealer. And see, a lot of people come on lives and things like that. They want hope. They want motivation. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for motivation, baby. I'm a movement. And I'm here for your movement. I'm here for your alignment. I'm here for you to do your work. I'm not here to encourage you to be your big sister. I'm not here to do any of that. I am here on assignment. Okay? So, and I need you to start honoring your assignment. And if you have been called to work with me, I need you to go ahead and get an alignment, because I will see you Monday. And when you come in, it's already a welcome. I'm going to welcome you. I'm about to drop some goodies in there over the weekend for y'all before we get started. But we are not playing. Energetic sovereignty is so important going into this next season. If you don't have power over your emotions, y'all, I don't want what I see frightens me. For us. And I ain't finna get emotional, but what I see frightens me for us as women. If you have been called to do what you need to do, get in position and do what you need to do. Okay? Click the link in the bio to join the Sacred Feminine League. What questions are you guys have for me? What questions? Drop them in the comments. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Hey, JV, my love. Drop your comments your questions and your comments in the bottom, in the comment section, while I run through real quick again. The high price of playing by their rules, how you're losing power, relationships, and wealth. Number 1, you need to remember the system was never built for you. Yes, it's about 12 weeks. It causes you to disconnect from your feminine. The standards are controlling you in several ways, and I'm going to tell you how. Again, because you are playing by societal rules. Because again, let's talk about this. Whoever sets up the structure is the one who sets up the systems, and whoever sets up the systems is the one that sets the standard. You need to ask yourself, the standard that you are submitting to, is it in alignment for your life? Is this independent study or with guidance? It's with guidance. You have me. And it's hard to get me, baby. Let me just tell you, it's hard to get me. Especially in this season. I told people it's going to be like this. Will there be an afterpay, paying installments? I'm not sure. You can click on there and see. It may do that for you, actually. I know I have on there afterpay, Affirm, and Klarna on the majority of my things. So if you go on there, you see it on there, I'm pretty sure it may do that for you. If it doesn't, then it won't, because I'm not really sure. But to my knowledge, for the most part, you can. But like I was saying, this is how playing by societal rules is getting you messed up. You need to ask yourself, are you submitting to standards that actually are in alignment with you? Because these standards that you're submitting to are keeping you burnt out in life, constantly chasing approval, leaving you feeling disconnected from your feminine essence, your true purpose, your true desires, and you built a life that doesn't reflect who you are. You hate your life. Okay? Playing by their rules and their standards and their structures in relationships is why you're conditioned to overgive and underreceive. Why you keep attracting relationships that literally drain you rather than nurture your growth. You've been sacrificing your emotional needs for validation because society taught you to do that. And it's unhealthy. It's you're under the spell of low self-esteem. That's a spell. That is literally a spell. Okay? The reason how this is impacting your business is because you're trying to play by society's rules. What's happening in your life is that you built a business based on these toxic structures and of the cosmos, which is the world, and you're prioritizing working hard over being in your feminine flow, which disconnects you from your creativity, which limits your ability to make more money, and it prevents you from having sustainable business success. And if you want to come out of that mindset, you're going to need spiritual mastery, grounding, and you're going to need mental mastery and mental grounding. And that's what we're going to be doing in the Sacred Feminine League, the membership. Like I said, I'm going to give you those things again. We going into, and we're not wasting any time, quantum leap mindset. You should be able to quantum leap within minutes. Like, for real, I'm not even being funny. Because you can. All it is you jumping from one state to another. The women in this community are going to know how to quantum leap. Okay? The women in this community are going to understand feminine polarity and leadership. The women in this community are going to have, and it's going to be very clear that they are operating from spiritual wealth consciousness. It's very clear that these women are manifesting from spiritual and scriptural law. It's going to be very clear that these women have radical self-authority. These women also are going to understand the art of receiving without sacrifice, spiritual leadership and disruption, and then conscious creation versus this hustle culture foolishness. Because that's what's basically killing us. That's basically what's putting us in the ground. That's why a lot of us are on autopilot. And then I'm also going to be waking them up to the divine feminine reset. So the women in this community, the Sacred Feminine League, are going to be prepared and going to be ready. Because it's still, like I said, 2025 is a 9-year. And in scripture, that means finality. Think about the 9 fruits of the Spirit. Think about 9 months for a baby to come. Think about completeness, finality, and judgment. So what you do in these new beginnings is coming out. So do what you will with that information. Click the link in the bio. Like I said, the price of the community is $150 a month. Tomorrow afternoon at noon, it's going up to $197, which is its original price a month. So if you want it, go ahead and get it for $150 now, and you will be locked into that $150 price. If you get it after, like I said, tomorrow, it's going to be $197. And let me run through these questions real quick, because I gotta take my best friend to lunch for her birthday, because it is her birthday. So I gotta go. Does it start from the very beginning every month or every 3 months? So you can come into the membership at any time. My recommendation is for you to come in now, so you can come in when we're starting. But if you choose to come in October, you'll be in for October, November, December. If you choose to come in after that, you'll be in for a month. But yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to extend it beyond it. You can come in at any time. Yes, I'm going to tell her. Thank you. All right, darlings. I don't see any questions in the comments, so y'all know where to find the information. I will see you guys next Wednesday for Wisdom Wednesday, because that's the day that I go live on TikTok. Any other sessions and lives, you will have to catch me in my membership, or you would have to catch me working with me directly. You can click the link in the bio to be able to find a multitude of ways of being able to work with me. I have products that range from $12 all the way up until what's on there? $6.97, I think my highest one is, which is the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite for women who want to build their businesses out without burning out. If you know you got an online business idea and you ready to get started, get the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, because that's the one that's gonna help you market it. It's gonna help you do everything that you need to do, sync your cycle, all of that. How young am I? 40 years young. I'm 40 years young. Any other questions? Not about me and my age though, girl. Not no more. But I'm 40 years young. I see somebody just joined the community. Congratulations. I see them coming in. Congratulations. Congratulations to the women who have come into the community. Like I said, I'm excited. This is going to be great. And I get to say all the stuff I be wanting to say on here, but I can't say because I don't want to get banned by TikTok. Y'all going to get that real over there. So all those other things that I can't say, if you're in my community, I'm going to say for real. Because you need to know. Because y'all, a lot of y'all don't know. And you need to know what's going on. So you can, yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. I have got to go. I hope that y'all have an amazing weekend. Happy Feminine Friday. And I will talk to y'all soon.